You went right into it. Like I was like, you'll go from 0 to 100. This is starting at 100. Because the extent of bullying in my case was verbal, physical, emotional, mental. Like I can't even tell you.
We know Indian cuisine as where spices heal and tradition simmers.
Yeah.
So why is there a certain picture about Indian cuisine as not great or not healthy?
It's just whitewashing. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मुझे भांचा पसंद आएगा. I had to have it 9 times to start loving it. Why? Because all my celebrities I look up to were having it. So Hrithik Roshan was one of my very, very regular clients. So his chef would reach out to me at a very funny hour. Like, sir को brownie खाने का है, बनाया क्या? I'm like, बना देता हूँ.
I like how you said medium maintain.
हाँ, like balance.
Not high, not low.
हाँ. I used to do a takeaway kitchen in Marol. There was a fire and that place burned down.
Your book, The Journal of a Serial Entrepreneur.
We don't talk about it.
How was your journey with MasterChef India? What experiences do you recall?
I've met the President of India because of my contribution to work with Diabetic Chef. I have met every celebrity chef there is in India, almost, because of Diabetic Chef. So my success was when I hear these voice notes, these videos, when I see them, either passing grandparent or parent or whatever has eaten something that I have made.
He's a 5-time TEDx speaker, a master chef, Forbes 30 Under 30 achiever. He's the author of the world's first sugar-free desserts cookbook. Welcoming our guest for today, Mr. Harsh Kedia. Thank you so much for doing this podcast with us. As kids, we seldom understand the importance of bullies in our lives because bullies are those who make you rather than breaking you because they test your limits and eventually courage expands. And your childhood has been no different. So, would you like to share some of it with us?
You went right into it. Like I was like, we'll go from 0 to 100. This is starting at 100. Yes, I would love to. In fact, it's not something that I have spoken about very loudly on like a camera situation. More so, I've written about it. I've written quite extensively about it. I just feel like uh, it's it's very detrimental for any human being's uh, growth in every way possible. Like when we are children, I think and I know so that you're aware of what you're doing to another person, and but I think you're not aware of the repercussions, and that is when a teacher or a parent comes in play, which is why I've often also mentioned that the parents of bullies are also enablers because they are aware what their child is doing. And as 30 something year olds back in our time, late 20 something year olds or 30 something year olds, um, you're old enough to know that this may have XYZ effect. Teachers back in our time, um, some of them were really, really nice and they were empathetic. And unfortunately, I feel like some human beings don't deserve to be teachers. They're doing it because they have to do it. Why I say what I say is that they were aware of a lot that was going on. And then the whole mistreatment and the whole angle of fight back because you're a boy, be a brave boy, don't be so girly and come and complain all the time. I have 10 things to do. A major, uh, you know, uh, major difficulty that children face, and one of the leading causes of why there is a child suicide rate also is because of course, bullying in school. Uh, then it extends to, of course, I don't know the percentage breakup. I've never really read about it. But then again, it extends to pressure by family, peer pressure. And I'm talking on a children level because those are the two things that a child sort of balances between school or family. Like those are the two important things. Now, if bullying starts at school, it continues to home, and it sort of becomes a cycle. So I feel like in my case, I was lucky that I could shape it into a more powerful sort of. I won't even. I think I lucked out that I grew out, like out of it. I know a lot of people who don't make it because the extent of bullying in my case was verbal, physical, emotional, mental. Like I can't even tell you. And it was not between just student to student, but children to children. It was also teacher student. Like
Okay.
we had bullying teachers, and they've been called out in the past. And then some of them realized their mistake, and then they would write to me like these long messages that, "Hey, sorry, we didn't realize this was happening." And I said, "Bro, like I literally came to you someday and I told you." And even when you're at therapy, it's the adult time of therapy, like the later teens or like when you're 18 and so on to like 21. That's the actual time period when you realize what's
Yeah.
happened to you. And then therapy takes. So I'm what I'm trying to say is like what happened at between the age of say 12 to 16 took healing till I was 24.
Yeah, it
So
does.
it's a longer process, it's a longer thing. Like I said, I lucked out. There was nothing different I did. I can definitely say I'm not a very strong hearted or strong souled person. I just made it out. I am facing my fair share of uh, diagnosis led issues, led episodes. It stems from early life because I'm not saying that life is like a cup of tea or like an ice cream for everybody, but I'm just saying if it was simpler, maybe things would have been different. So that's about a little bit on like the childhood bullying and all of that.
It's also that, you were also aware of what was happening to you at a later point
At
in
a
your
later
life.
point, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There are a lot of people who it goes in the subconscious and it is revealed much, much, much later in life.
yeah,
It's like an iceberg where you just see the tip of
yeah,
what is happening, but then inside it is a lot.
yeah,
So, in today's times, also, there's a lot of bullying that's happening, not just in schools, colleges, but workplaces, in day to day life, and not just with children, with people of all
yeah.
categories. Do you want to share a message or a way they can get out of it, or at least they can feel comforted? Because, as somebody who's gone through it, hearing it from you, it's always comforting with somebody who's lived it.
I just feel like the people who are going through it, uh, it's like apologizing to someone after hurting them. It's like, I know that I'm hurt. Stop saying sorry. Like, I'll take my own time to heal. So, in a similar context and space, everyone deserves time to heal. So, when you know that you've been hurt, give yourself that time. It gets better. There is no fixed time for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I would like to say. There's nothing I can do. There's no medication. There is no instant therapy treatment that can sort of uh, heal you from it. So, it will take time.
So, coming to today's context, the plate is often the last place where you slow down
Yeah.
when it should be the first.
Yeah.
And in today's world, there is convenience has quietly taken over wisdom because mindful eating is a rebellion in today's world, which is trained for speed
Yeah.
and effortless access.
Yeah.
So, how do you picture this? How do you see this?
See, I honestly feel that we all live in our own context in a metropolitan city. Now, let me break this down to you. When you travel, when you're going to like either an exotic place or a holiday or like a slow place, you enjoy that thali, like mote chawal, like thoda thick rice, some curry, some sabzi, some dal or some lentil, anything, and then you have this whole platter that you want to sit, you want to enjoy, you want to eat and devour, correct?
Hmm.
But I feel, and I'm not supportive of it, but I just find it less practical to do it in your everyday life. because the people who have to prepare it are not enabled to do so on a time constraint. Second, you don't have the time to sit and eat and enjoy that meal. कि जैसे I was reading कि some countries have a 2 hour lunch break, some countries have
Yeah.
an hour's lunch break. I'm talking contextually to India. There's a big quote, मिला तो मिला खाने नहीं तो देखेंगे. I had a meeting so I skipped lunch. I couldn't have lunch because I was in the middle of something. I'm going to have lunch at 5 p.m. Your body's cycle is completely changing when you're doing so. So I feel as a matter of convenience, there can be a midway of like grab and go. I don't believe in elimination of fast food and sattvic mindful eating in a thali, sit down on cross legs. नहीं हो सकता. Unless you have made that as your lifestyle, then your goal changes. So I feel there can be a midway where someone like me develops a place or like a property or like a takeaway situation where I can gather something quickly, something that's fresh, because I feel freshness plays more importance in a lot of contexts than like organic and chemical free, because what is really organic? So something that's fresh, something that's bioavailable, and something that's quick for like a contextual mindful eating or wholesome meals. Because with बैठ के old school eating cannot come back unless you choose that lifestyle. Like the day I decide to go fully slow, I might have to step down from, this is my perspective, I might have to step down from my rut of wanting to make it the best in the game. बिकॉज वो मेरा जो 10 hours वर्क टाइम उसमें अगर मैं 1.5 से 2 घंटा बैठ के खाने लग जाऊंगा ना, तो 20% ऑफ माई डे हैज गॉन इन ईटिंग. While it sounds very idealistic, it's not realistic.
Also, when you talk about Indian cuisine, do you think it doesn't get that recognition through modern nutrition discourse? Because we know Indian cuisine as where spices heal and tradition simmers.
Yeah.
So why is there a certain picture about Indian cuisine as not great or not healthy?
It's just whitewashing. It's plain whitewashing. I think the Western culture has eaten into a lot of our food habits and daily habits. Now, I'll give you an example.
And we've allowed it.
We've allowed it as a problem of FOMO. Like the fear of missing out of what's happening in the West has always influenced us. Like the burger pizza culture, to now the Japanese matcha culture.
Yeah.
Now reflect on it. The Asian food culture, now the Korean food culture. And I'm talking purely with food, now talking about alcobev. Vodka was like a crazy thing. Then gin came in for a long time. Then tequila came in. These are borrowed Western concepts. These are just brushed from West to us, from West to us, from West to us. The thing is that similarly, when the health revolution, I don't know, comes in, or when we actually see it, the health revolution or like a healthier revolution that's happening right now brings in the idea of protein deficiency. We've always known ki hai. Now the bigger question is that how do you fulfill it? So then the West had this whole culture of protein powder, protein powder, protein powder, protein powder. Snacks, wafers, biscuits, chips,
Protein
falana bars. So it came from the West, it came to India. Now India is also cultivating certain things, but the root is that protein deficiency hai. अब हो क्या रहा है कि the method of tackling these things are still borrowed. I'll give you the most basic example. Quinoa. India mein, there are so many millets that are richer than quinoa, tastier than quinoa, healthier in terms of glycemic index also. But why do we prefer quinoa? Give me one good reason. When someone says Indian food, we think about dal, sabzi, roti. But the Indian food diaspora is so wide. There is so much. Like you go to Kerala, your food changes. You go to you go to Karnataka, your food changes. You go to Andhra Pradesh, your food changes. You go to Orissa, Calcutta, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Kashmir, like when I'm saying it, you'll think of different
Cuisines,
things.
yeah.
The cuisines are so different.
Yeah.
The carbs are so different. The proteins are so different. So I just think that there is so much variety in India. When you say Indian food, सबको मालूम है. There's been like a bell curve in the Western food culture in India and the youth. I think the upcoming generations will take a U-turn and come back to Indian food because it's already happening with mithai. I know a lot of an on-ground thing that I have not loved eating mithai. My brother does not love eating certain mithai, but my nephew will. There are kids who come to the store. The parents are like, cake nahi khata, kaju katli khata. And I'm like, arey wow, how is this possible? But they're like, nahi, it's good for your business also.
Yeah.
So I think that traditional shift back will happen.
Also, generations are more aware now.
Yeah, we were also aware. But like I said, FOMO is a problem. Like, iske paas iPhone, mere paas iPhone kyun nahi? You know, like the whole hype culture is a bigger issue than anything else. A cafe or like a meal or a cuisine going viral. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मुझे माचा पसंद आएगा. I had to have it 9 times to start loving it. Why? Because
everybody else was doing
because
it.
all my celebrities I look up to were having matcha. Now I don't know उनको भी पसंद था कि थूकते थे पीने के बाद में. But I developed a taste for it so I could be relevant.
But how is matcha actually?
I like it. It's different. Like.
But how would you describe its taste? For somebody who has never
so
tried
kora
it.
matcha, like not kacha, just matcha, which is brewed and like warm hot matcha, you may find it like a kadha.
Kadha.
Like a little bit of a kadha. It has a very grassy taste. Like whenever I think about how should I explain matcha to someone, I can think of like a lush green field with those blades of grass that I've crushed and I've mixed it with water. So it's a little disgusting if I have to do it to a first timer. But there are good grades of matcha. But wo good grade, merely good grade, and not for you. For you, it will be consistently like that. Now, you have to add some dairy to it or like some milk to it to sort of blend it with that. And then you add a sweetener to it and then a maybe flavor. And then when you have it, I won't call it I don't know, it's a grass milkshake for you. But if you have it multiple times, it'll be better. Like I can guarantee you कि कोई बता ही नहीं सकेगा कि ये cold coffee से अच्छा है या जो भी है. Like it's not. It's never going to be. Now talking like contextualizing our previous conversation, nutrition-wise, yes, matcha is way better than coffee and tea. उसका theanine और caffeine content बहुत कम होता है, जिसकी वजह से it will not give you a rush and a high, and it will not make you go crazy when you have it. So yeah.
So if you would have to give us some recommendations to try matcha at in Mumbai, what would it be? Or should we just brew it at home?
No, I was just going to say that. The other thing is that it's going to be very funny what I'm going to say, and I think most of my restaurateur friends will agree, and my team, of course. I don't go out a lot, which is bizarre for someone who used to party every day of my life.
I was just about to say, it's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
Do I go out a lot? Do I eat out a lot? Like my team tells me कि chef ये restaurant खुला है, आपने खाया? मैंने बोला नहीं खाया. अरे उधर वो cafe खुला है. So I haven't really gone to a lot of places because of work, personal commitments, and travel. Like I travel way too much. So I think I've been to a lot more places in like a Delhi or a Jaipur than Mumbai. Because वो touristy लगता है कि हाँ चलो ये explore करना. But if you ask me, have you gone to drink? Have you gone to Mokai? Have you gone to whatever place? I have not. However, takeaway में आता है मेरे पास.
Okay.
Like if my friends are there, they'll be like, Harsh, we heard you want us to get you something. Matcha menu है, taste करो. So in terms of research, yes, I've had a few matchas. And unpopular opinion, I really like third wave ka matcha.
Okay.
So third wave ka matcha I like because uska price
it's reasonable.
Is reasonable. Like it's not bizarrely costing 550 rupees. And as a hotelier, ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं भी महंगा सामान बेचता हूँ. I know my products are expensive, but I'm saying कि as a consumer, that my pockets are also like extending to a certain amount of money. And I will have my days that I will want to spend, but maybe on a regular basis, I can't afford a 500 rupees matcha every day.
Fair enough.
So I would have third wave ka matcha. Um, I have unfortunately not liked a lot of places because I just feel like they joined in the hype culture and started
Yeah.
selling matcha.
And
Uh,
then thanks to Instagram, it's just
thanks only to Instagram
yeah.
that they joined in and created like the hype. I feel like uh, I make better matcha beverages at home, but my better is personal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think a restaurant going matcha girly might like mine more than an XYZ restaurant. I have a creator's fallacy, I have a creator's bias कि मैंने बनाया तो अच्छा होगा ऐसा नहीं है. Like my co-founder says that I have a very strong romance for the kind of stuff I make. It's not true. A lot of times I make something that I don't like. I'm like ये क्या है? ये हटाओ. But yes,
But third wave can
third
be
wave is
tried.
good. Third wave is a
Yeah.
must try.
Yeah.
And that too have the sweeter third wave. I don't have the ऐसा random direct. मैं तो आज गरम matcha पीऊंगी थूक दोगे. Have like a vanilla pump का oat milk matcha, and if you don't like oat milk, then have regular milk में matcha with vanilla.
Okay.
और थोड़ा stevia डाल के उसको पी लेना तो अच्छा लगेगा. You might like it.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to check it out after you
I really
recommend.
hope so. Third wave has not paid me for it, by the way. I've been asking them for discounts because I promote them a lot.
Let's see what happens after this
Yeah,
reel
yeah.
goes viral.
Yes.
You are an entrepreneur, and there are a lot of challenges and a lot of adventures when it comes to having your own brand. And challenges are actually tuitions just paid in advance.
Yeah.
And do you feel that a health led brand can scale without compromising on integrity?
That's the base of our brand. Not compromising on integrity, principles, and quality. These are the three major pillars of our brand and anything that I've worked with, which is probably why I have independently before Conscious also not been a heavily VC led brand because I've not diluted my quality at even one given point of time. Like in 6 years of selling anything that I sell, I don't think there's been a problem of quality which took up space in my work for scaling. For example, I know, and I don't want to shade them, but I know brands that sell Kovacha chocolate with palm oil in it because देख के पता चलता है उसका जो कलर होता है. Any chocolate will tell you कि वो वाले ब्रांड का palm oil का chocolate है. I'm not saying sugar नहीं ऐड किया है. I'm not saying sugar ऐड किया है. I'm just saying कि वो pure chocolate नहीं है. Because it's impossible for any brand to sell इतना 40-50 ग्राम का chocolate for 80 rupees, which is sugar free and pure chocolate. Because buying price of cocoa beans is only so high. The basic mathematics तो बैठता ही नहीं है. दूसरी बात कि you can't ride against the market wave. Like जो market price है वो market price है. अब तुम मुझे आके बोल भी नहीं सकते कि नहीं तुम्हें 1100 में मिल रहा है मैं तो 600 में लाती हूँ. कहाँ से लाती हूँ? Crop है वो. It's not an AI innovation or a software licensing, no. So there are some brands who've done it, and I can tell you कि मैंने नहीं किया है. और इसलिए मैंने एक certain scale पे grow किया है, keeping in mind my integrity and in terms of how I've done it. That is one part. Second part is that I feel I have a very strong foundation with respect to my people, which is my co-founder, my team that I am now building, and our principle-led recipes. I will never be able to go out there and say I'm an affordable brand. Healthier comes at a certain premium that you're paying to prevent health issues. Ka premium you pay.
Yeah.
Like I know people who OD on these Japanese tarts. There's some brand I don't know. My brother got diagnosed with diabetes earlier last year. Before his diagnosis, I can promise you he would have 2, 4, 6 random days, him and his wife. They became parents. So before becoming parents, they were conscious. Now they're parents. Now they're hogging. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you guys doing? It's unreasonable the amount of maida and sugar that one tart has. So I know the cost of making that.
Yeah.
And I also know the cost of making something healthier. will always be slightly higher.
Higher.
Why? Because something that's less easily available or less mass produced will always be more expensive.
Yeah.
For example, अब avocados पे आते हैं. Do you ever think avocados और टमाटर का प्राइस सेम होगा?
नहीं.
Scale of production, import वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Blueberries also became very famous.
Yes.
But blueberries are always going to be more expensive. So ये तो unreasonable example हुआ. I'll just compare maybe two types of bread. Do you think a ladi pav will ever be as priced as a sourdough bread?
No.
The process is different and the cost of making is different. And the scale is always a problem. So similarly, like unhealthy food का scale will always be higher. चीनी ऐसे मिल जाएगी बोरी बोरी भर के, बट वो हमारा जो स्वीटनर बनाते हैं उसको बनाने में टाइम लगता है. तो my product cost is anyway going to be almost as much as they're selling at. So my price will be slightly higher. So that's always going to be one challenge I face, but I will never challenge my thoughts and belief and principles to achieve a lower cost and higher margin, or lower cost, lower selling price and a higher volume. That being said, it's a sustainable, scalable business. मैंने 2013 में start किया. I started in 2013. We're in 2026. It's been 13 years since I'm baking and selling. So I exactly know that what I used to make in a month in terms of sales, or 2 months, 5 years back I made it in a week, and today I can make it in an hour.
That's so lovely.
But that's because there is more awareness. That's because I am more equipped. And that also means that maybe with God's grace in 5 years, my 1 hour ka sales I can do in a minute. So there is scale and sustainable growth, but that is over 13 years.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
And now onwards, because of the lockdown, COVID, health issues, the rapid growth of diabetics in India, the awareness curve is also much steeper.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, it's a journey which makes you.
So it's going to be like a whole crazy process होगा यार वो. Sorry, too technical.
I'm feeling like I'm becoming a chef. Or at least I can make chocolates when I go home.
No, you please come. I will make chocolates with you.
So
I love
sweet.
teaching people.
Done.
Yeah.
I am a keen learner.
Done.
I'm coming.
I know, that's why we got the podcast, for learning and sharing.
Yeah. There must have, I'm very curious to ask, there must have been instances where you must have walked away from certain kind of growth because it conflicted with your values.
Yeah. There was a mentor. He told me, ये मुझे relevantly याद है, and this is something that works because it works. उसने बोला था कि if you want to sell at our store, so their stores are at airports.
Okay.
So they said अगर तुम्हें हमारे store में बेचना है, तो तुम same chocolate को 5 ग्राम बढ़ा दो chocolate में, box का size 1.5 गुना कर दो. It looks bigger.
Yeah.
And then sell it at 2x MRP, so you can give us 55% margin. 55% margin. And I was sitting and calculating. I was like, चलो, no profit, no loss तो हुआ. But जो consumer मेरे website से खरीदता है, Amazon से खरीदता है, दूसरे store से खरीदता है, वो airport से खरीदता है. I understand the whole concept of airport premium. मुझे इतना white space मिल जाएगा box के अंदर, जब खोलेगा निकालेगा, वो गाली मुझे देगा. And principally, I just feel so defeated कि यार इतना बड़ा box में 45 grams chocolate दे रहे हो, कोई बाहर बेच रहे हो, तो मेरा 230 का जो chocolate था वो 460 में बिकने वाला था. I felt I was principally wrong, so I continued selling at lesser margins or just breaking even, sometimes even making losses to avoid like a principal conflict. Second one was there was someone who reached out for B2B. They said कि मुझे क्वालिटी से फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, मुझे सिर्फ टैग लगाना है शुगर फ्री का, तो क्या कर सकते हैं. और मैंने बोला कि सर हमारा मेकिंग प्राइस 1800 है, मुझे 600 में बना के दो. क्वांटिटी मैं 20 टन दूंगा ना, 20 tons is a lot. Is a lot. And I realized that I would have made at least 5-6 lakhs on that order. But यार वो अंदर से मनी नहीं हुआ.
It's just wrong.
It just felt very wrong. I was like, uncle क्या बात कर रहे हो? बोलते तुम palm oil डालो, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. सस्ता वाला स्वीटनर डालो. हम नहीं करे सस्ता स्वीटनर मतलब क्या, बल्किंग एजेंट डालो. I said क्या मतलब what I'm missing the point. See, for some people I feel even मैदा's a pass.
Yeah.
Like खाना है तो खा लो. बट अब मैदा में मुझे मालूम है कि तुम्हारे नॉर्मल इंग्रेडिएंट्स में होता है मैदा. Like ब्रेड में होता है, भटूरे में होता है. I don't know, there's so many things that we eat every day. मैगी में होता है, तुम्हारे चिप्स में होता है, बिस्किट्स में होता है. वो अवेलेबल है जो तुम कॉन्शियसली खरीद रहे हो. बट इफ यू आर बाइंग समथिंग that is healthy or sugar free, you don't expect it to have sugar or palm oil.
We don't expect. Yeah.
You don't have that expectation setting. Now with the whole tag of being a sugar free bar, and then you turn it, and then palm oil, sugar, not sugar, jaggery. Jaggery was their substitute. And he's like, अच्छा भैया आपका sweetener कितने का आता है? So I said XY. He's like, अरे jaggery तो 5% में आ जाएगा उसके. I was like, बट उसका हेल्थ का प्रॉब्लम नहीं, गुड़ बहुत हेल्दी होता है. सो आई जस्ट फील दैट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ माल प्रैक्टिस. एंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ इतने में बिठा के दो, वो नहीं हो सकता. अब मुझे 20 टन बोलो या 200 टन बोलो, वो बायो अवेलेबिलिटी लाइक आई वाज सेइंग कि इतना तो क्रॉप है वो. मैं उगाने थोड़ी बैठ सकता हूँ कि मुझे इतने कम प्राइस में उगाने हो गया. इट्स नॉट समथिंग दैट आई विल गेट इनटू कल्टीवेशन, राइट? सो दैट इज वन मोर. होंगे यार ऐसे काफी सारे होंगे money deals that felt wrong. As a social media endorsing person, as in, I hate to use the word, as an influencer on Instagram, एक बड़ा भलता सा एक प्रोग्राम आया था. And I promise you, they were paying me enough money कि मेरा साल भर का खर्चा निकलता. साल भर का खर्चा. And I won't say I'm high maintenance. Now I'm low maintenance, but I was medium maintenance that time. Like थोड़ा तो महीने का खर्चा होता ही था तभी. This year I have become low maintenance, but
I like how you said medium maintenance.
like
balanced. Not high, not low. But I'm there.
Like international trip चाहिए भले मुझे like 2 star या 3 star में रहना पड़े, but international होना चाहिए. ऐसे settle नहीं करना है. This year I'm very low maintenance. I'm like जो हो रहा है होने दो. तो साल भर का खर्चा निकालता. But jokes apart, what they said to me flipped me completely. They told me that I have to endorse a service or a product that claims that I reversed my diabetes with it.
Oh, okay.
Now that's when my problem started. I said, I have A, not done your program. B, I have to do the program. Before I think about endorsing it, C, there were misinformation spread. Like type 1 diabetes is not reversible.
Yeah.
They wanted to profess it indirectly. I said, it was killing me on the inside. I was like, why the hell am I even entertaining this conversation? Yeah, the money was so. I went to my mother. I was like, यार मम्मी ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है. She told me one thing. She's like, बेटा किसी का विश्वास खोना बहुत इजी है. तुझे कितने साल लगे तेरा इंस्टा बनाने में, डायबिटिक शेफ बनाने में? I said मैं 2013 से डायबिटिक शेफ फेसबुक पेज और इंस्टा वगैरह स्टार्ट करके बैठा. She's like, आज this is 2024. I said 11 साल हो गए. She's like 11 साल ठीक है. तो कितने कॉलेजेस, स्कूल और कंपनीज में जा के बात करते हैं? मुझे इतने तो दे सोच वो सारे माँ बाप जो मेरे जैसे होप में बैठे हैं कि किसी दिन इसका सोल्यूशन आ जाएगा. ऐसे यार बात तो सही है. शीला अगर मुझे कोई 10-11 साल 12 साल पहले बोलता कि तेरी डायबिटीज ठीक हो जाएगी एक सर्विस करने से, मैं करवा लेती. शी लाइक वुड यू वांट टू डू इट टू समवन लाइक दैट? आई सेड नो. शी लाइक पैसा आ जाएगा. शी लाइक ट्रस्ट मत खोना. आई वाज लाइक शिट. I was like, this hit really hard. So there are a lot of these services that as social media influencers, and I have nothing against anybody. Like, you do it because it sails your boat, it pays your bills. But for me, it does not fly. Because I just feel like it's a community of parents that sort of flies with me. Parents and children of diabetic parents and themselves. कि आज मैंने कुछ बोल दिया गलत, I will not be able to sleep at night. Like it will actually cause problems if someone goes and buys something or takes up a service that does not help them health-wise.
Yeah.
So that is.
So they trust you.
Yeah.
That's the biggest factor.
Trust only. You lose it once and it's gone.
Yeah.
It's never coming back.
It takes a lifetime to build trust, but takes a moment to lose it.
Just a moment.
So, you just spoke about Diabetic Chef, and when you give your soul to build something that you love, your life just pivots.
Yeah.
And your brand, Diabetic Chef, how was that like a turning point in your life?
Yeah, this is so funny. I don't think I've really spoken of this segment. So 2020, 2018, 19, 20, I was co-founding a design agency, a stationery company called Mooch Design Studio,
Okay.
along with my own ad agency called Brand and Butter. Now, Brand and Butter would ideally and centrally do marketing for food brands.
Mm.
So a lot of what you do
Mm.
would be licensed with someone like me
Yeah.
for food brands.
Yeah.
So 2020, I remember March when the whole lockdown situation happened. I had 16 customers. I was all of 23. Even then, I would make more money than I do today.
Mm.
And this is including my social media fees and my salary or whatever I draw. I used to make more that time. So everything was rosy. But that time I was high maintenance. I was udawing money left and right. I would point my finger at a hoodie at a super dry, I would pick it up. I wanted to take a holiday, I would take it. दुबई जाना है, अच्छा मैं जा रहा हूँ, थर्सडे की टिकट बना दी. क्यों? 5 स्टार में क्यों ठहरना है वहां जाके? कुछ नहीं मालूम. Young, like I got money early. I saw money early of my own. Because वो खुददारी थी कि नहीं मैं मेरे पैसे उड़ाऊंगा. I didn't realize that maybe I should not have, but anyway. Then the lockdown hit. I was left with 3 clients in 4 weeks. All the clients left. Now the 3 clients may say I sustained one. Now I had a team of 12. 12 became 2, became 1. And then I was sitting at a junction where I had no clients and I had someone to pay. And I said, bro, I can't pay you any money. And even that time I was of the mindset that nobody should have had to go through mental health issues because of me. Mm-hmm. So I said, bro, this is how much money I have left. This is your 2 months ka salary I'm giving you. Please figure something out. I became zero. Like, to give you an actual figure, I was making close to 4 to 5 lakhs a month. Okay. And this is something that's not public information, but it's still a lot of money for a 23-year-old. From that to zero, I was left with nothing. I was like, shit, now what do I do? My family told me that it's not too old, not too late. It's okay, you've tried your hands, no? Diabetic Chef पहले किया था मैंने by the way 2018 में. I used to do a takeaway kitchen in Marol. There was a fire and that place burned down. So I couldn't really sustain it for too long. That ran 4 months, 4-5 months तक हुआ, फिर बंद हो गया. फिर मैंने एड एजेंसी चालू कर ली. मैंने बोला शायद ये बेकिंग वेकिंग मेरे लिए नहीं है. When I had applied for jobs, then I had applied for jobs. So my parents were like, जॉब कर लो. ये लॉकडाउन कब तक चलेगा किसको मालूम. एटलीस्ट रिमोटली पैसे आएंगे, तुम घर पे बैठोगे, कंफर्टेबली काम करो, खाना खाओ, ठीक है. So funniest thing was that, you know, the whole Gurgaon Goregaon thing. So I read the job description, उसपे लिखा था Goregaon. I read Gurgaon and I applied for it. I was like, चलो घर छोड़ के नॉर्थ में जाके सेटल हो जाऊंगा मैं. लॉकडाउन के बीच में I'll get my college life all over again. Oh God. I applied for that job. I had applied for 78 jobs. You know how many wrote back to me back then? And that time I didn't have a crazy like public personality portfolio, but I had a strong portfolio because I had consulted so many brands. Yeah. That I knew कि मुझे कोई ना कोई तो जॉब दे ही देगा branding marketing में. क्योंकि 17 clients. I was more confident then about myself than I am today probably. मुझे 2 जन ने रिवॉर्ड किया. 78 में से 2. My self confidence though had died completely. I was like shit. Also because my salary ask was very high. Okay. For someone without a college degree, I was asking for a very fat salary. इतना तो चाहिए कि मैं इतना कमा रहा था. And then reality checks started coming. You're asking for too much. You don't deserve the salary. Someone who's 2 positions above you is also not getting paid that much. And I was like, what the hell? What are people really earning today? Unfortunate state of situation. But I realized that I was high maintenance, making it out of luck and luck. अब फाइनलाइज हुआ, मेरे को जॉब मिला. It was with Mahindra Logistics. I was like, wow. I went from consulting food brands and marketing to now having to sit in a desk job where I'll be doing internal flyers, comms, events for a logistics company. I was like, shit, now what do I do? Around that time only, just for the kicks, I had applied for a food license under Diabetic Chef.
Okay.
Like, trademark था मेरे पास. 2018 में क्या था, मैं बोला 20 है, लॉकडाउन है, क्या करूं? जब पैसों की जरूरत पड़ती थी, सब करना पड़ता था. Like, I feel like teaching comes to me very naturally. I love teaching. So 2020 and 2025 both, whenever I needed some extra cash, I would do workshops. So workshops चल ही रहे थे, तो मैं बोला एक लाइसेंस ले लेता हूँ in case कुछ बेचना वगैरह पड़े. Funnily, the day I got my offer letter from Mahindra Logistics is the same day I got my FSSAI license for Diabetic Chef. I remember, I think रात के तभी तो साइकिल ही उल्टी थी ना, हम रात भर जागते थे, दिन में सोते थे. That was my lockdown. तो तभी क्या हुआ? I was standing in my bathroom and I was just looking out of the window. I remember it very carefully. बेसिन में पानी चल रहा है. There's so much noise in my own head. I don't realize lights चालू बंद हुई है. क्या हो रहा है कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा. I'm just looking out of the window. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And there was just so much trauma that I had built in. I'm like, I cannot decide what I want to do with my life. Should I take the leap of faith and start something again? With no confirmation of sustainability also. मुझे मालूम ही नहीं था कि फिर से डायबिटिक शेफ स्टार्ट किया तो चलेगा कि नहीं. लॉकडाउन कब तक चलेगा, मैं बेचूंगा क्या, कुछ आइडिया नहीं था. कैफे बनाना है, कुकी बेचनी है, चॉकलेट बेचनी है, क्या करना है कुछ नहीं मालूम, बट करना है. दूसरे साइड था यार महीने के 2 लाख रुपए आएंगे अकाउंट. बट अगेन 23 साल की एज में 2 लाख रुपया महीना वाज स्टिल अ लॉट. एंड तब ये था कि यार अगर घर पे रहना है, घर पे खाना है, पता नहीं कब तक क्या होगा. आई डिड द डेस्क जॉब. आई वाज सिटिंग विद 2 प्रिंट आउट्स कि जॉब एप्लीकेशन है या एफएसएसए लाइसेंस है, करूँ नहीं करूँ, करूँ नहीं करूँ. एंड देन आई went into like this down low. I went to my brother. Now he was coming from a good place, but he was also young. My brother was 33. He was 27. So in his good self, he was just like, Harsh, I just think you should take up the job. There'll be some secured money coming to yourself. I said, okay. I reverted. So then realized it was not Gurgaon, it was Goregaon. If I have to go to office, I have to just go from Delhi to Goregaon.
Too close.
लॉकडाउन खुल भी गया तो घर वालों के साथ ही तो रहना है, घर तो नहीं छोड़ने मिलेगा. बोला ठीक है चलो, पैसे आ रहे. I was like fine. So I was just sitting. My mother came up to me. She's like, what's up? I said कुछ नहीं. She's like कुछ तो बात है, मुझे खा रही है. Like something that's going on in your mind, very like it's just eating you.
Yeah.
So my mother came up to me and then I had to sit down with my dad. Now, dads and sons, especially like Marwadi houses, have a very tough relationship to maintain or to go on with. The tough talk happens. कि तुम श्योर हो, इतना है, इतने साल लगाए, इतना ही किया, उतना ही किया, सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, क्या है कैसे. I was like यार 2018 में ट्राई किया, 14 में ट्राई किया, अब 20 आ गया, अब पता नहीं लॉकडाउन कभी खुलेगा कि नहीं. आगे जाके वो रिग्रेट में नहीं रहना है कि मेरा ट्राई नहीं किया फिर से. अगर एक तीसरी बार कोई ट्राई करता है क्या, आज हाँ मुझे करना है, क्या उखाड़ लेगा. Literally, what the hell will you do? What is that you'll achieve or mine out of your life if you are able to do this? And I said, I'll do this more seriously this time. He's like, how do we know? I said, because I was 18 that time and now I'm 23, 24. And for me, when I was 23, 24, I thought I'm very old. Like I thought मैं 30 साल का हूँ और मैं बोल रहा हूँ मैं बहुत मैच्योर हूँ कि मुझे ये करना है. कितना पैसा चाहिए? Now again, कभी रियल स्टार्टअप किया नहीं, लाइसेंस चाहिए वो, तो मैंने 5 लाख रुपए मांगे. He started laughing. He's like 5 से कुछ नहीं होगा, इतना इतना लगेगा, मैं इतना दे दूंगा, इसके ऊपर मैं नहीं दूंगा. That's how I started. 2020, it was I think the month of May 12th या May 13th को I started basic work, finalized a third-party manufacturing factory in Pune, and that's how it set off. 5.5 साल पहले. And that's been the most fruitful journey of my life. It taught me discipline. It taught me respecting people. It taught me humility. I saw the most failures, and I've seen the top success in my life with Diabetic Chef.
Wow.
People I could not have dreamt of meeting. I've met the President of India because of my contribution to work with Diabetic Chef. I have met every celebrity chef there is in India, almost, because of Diabetic Chef. I've traveled to Dubai and Singapore because of Diabetic Chef. I was on Forbes because of Diabetic Chef. So everything I can account to and give towards Diabetic Chef. Did I make money or raise money? No. Is it going to be a heartbreaking shutting down? Yes. We will be closing Diabetic Chef sometime this year with Conscious Metabola and starting something new. So I think it will be a tough journey for me. Fruitful, definitely.
Yeah. It was a chapter of lessons.
It was an MBA.
MBA.
मुझे MBA करना था कोई कॉलेज में बैठ के, but just that मुझे मेरे colleagues, college students की जगह बहुत senior professionals के साथ सीखने मिला.
Yeah, and more of practical.
Just
on
practical.
field, yeah.
On field
on
only.
Field, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
negotiations, legal work, supply chain management, operations, financial management, accounting.
Yeah.
I'm very weak at finance and accounting, but I still know कि मुझे कोई उल्लू बना के नहीं जा सकता. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
क्लासरूम में कुछ पढ़ते नहीं भी पढ़ते, but I know रियलिटी में क्रेडिट साइकिल कितना होता है, कितने बिजनेस डेज का इंक्लूडिंग होता है, जीएसटी कैसे आती है, कैलकुलेट कैसे करते हैं, बैकवर्ड कैसे करते हैं. जो ये सब मुझे किसी के पास जाके सीखना पड़ा, वो खुद सीखना पड़ा.
जो एक्चुअली आप करती,
हाँ,
वो आपने खुद से कर लिया.
खुद से सीखा.
When you talk about products that you make for diabetics, what is the biggest challenge that you face?
यार पहले मुझे लगता था it's a sweetener, but now I just feel like it's the texture sometimes.
The texture.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing to say. Like people usually, like even bigger chefs who I've spoken to, they're always like, I'm not able to get the sweetness right. I'm not able to get the sweetener right. And that is something I've worked on for 8 years. So now I know. You tell me Harsh donut बनाना है, मैं बोलूँगा ऐसे बनना है, जलेबी ऐसे बननी है, cookies ऐसे बननी है, या chocolate में ही जाएगा, इसमें ही जाएगा. There's about 12 sweeteners I work with, 12 different sweeteners. जिसमें से you know 2 that you're using at home, stevia monk fruit.
Yeah.
But उसमें जो bulking जाता है वो मालूम है, उसको कैसे यूज करना है. I've always texture right now because क्या हुआ है कि off late because of research for our new brand and everything that we're working on, I've started tasting थोड़ा. पहले मैं बहुत rigid mindset था, मैं तो शुगर वाला कुछ नहीं खाऊंगा. But अब मुझे अगर किसी शुगर वाले खाने वाले इंसान को translate करना into eating sugar, you have to taste things.
Yeah.
I just feel like sugar is not for sweetening only. It gives you volume, it gives you texture, it gives you that crumble, it gives you that softness, it gives you a lot.
When it's combined with other ingredients.
Yeah. कि granulated sugar, caster sugar, grinded sugar, fine powdered sugar, liquid glucose, हाँ,
सब अलग-अलग उसके जो variations.
तो उसके properties इतने सारे हैं कि उसको अभी tackle करना मेरे लिए आज के दिन पे थोड़ा tough है.
Okay, that's the challenge.
जैसे you go to eat cookies. Our cookies taste great. My team has done a fantastic job. But when I ate sugar वाली cookies, I was like, यार इसका जो एक melt in the mouth और एक जो texture है, जो airiness है, वो कैसे achieve करे? I'm not saying कि मुझे वो करना है, क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें अंडा भी है, मैदा भी है, शक्कर भी है, और palm oil भी होगा, जो हम चारों नहीं यूज कर रहे. But I want to make sure that my products taste almost as good as the regular sugar ones. The closest.
Yeah.
So I think जो softness or texture, that is something I am currently struggling with.
And what is that one ingredient that you have to keep in check always when you make products for diabetics?
Yeah, flowers. Like अब जैसा अगर हमने बहुत random request आती है कि हमें OG चाहिए but सिर्फ sugar निकालो, जैसे मैदा वाली केक हो गई, तो बोलते नहीं हमें मैदा चलेगा और हमें सिर्फ sugar free करो.
अच्छा.
People are like that. They're like, oh no, protein है, तो मैदा मत डालो, vegan बना दो, फिर soy मत डालो, फिर we are ultra customizable at this point. Like you tell me कि हर्ष मुझे today only I took a cake order. high protein, vegetarian, no alcohol, no egg. So you go to any baker, they'll be like, bro, what the hell? But for me, I understand कि बटर जाना है, almond flour जाना है, monk fruit जाएगा, isomalt जाएगा, फलाना जाएगा और बन जाएगा वो एक scoop of whey protein के साथ. My biggest challenge is a diabetic friendly one, specific to diabetes, not sugar free or not general healthy, is the flour.
And when we talk about sweeteners, there are these non-nutritive artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose. And then there are non-nutritive natural sweeteners like stevia, monk fruit, erythritol. So which of them is like the safest to consume?
You answered it yourself. The non-nutritive natural ones.
Okay.
I wouldn't say safest, I would say safer to consume. Like monk fruit, stevia, 2000% very, very, very safe. Erythritol, 100% safe.
Also, there are a lot of schools of thought that suggest intermittent fasting as a good solution for diabetics.
It's great.
Yeah.
But it's not good for type 1 diabetics.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Also in type 2 also like depends. Like I can't recommend my mother to do it. Her mindset is not ready for it.
Okay.
Intermittent fasting requires a very strong mindset and your body to support it. I did intermittent for a while. Like I did 16-8. 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. In those 8 hours that I was eating portion control, calorie controlled, everything controlled. And it is sustainable weight loss. You don't gain back post intermittent fasting easily unless you're like hogging odd hours, whatever. It's a very sustainable. Your mind is trained for it. So intermittent is more to do with mindset. Type 1 not, because the pancreas are not functional. So your body is not producing
insulin.
Yeah. And other hormones that are needed to function normally. So intermittent is great. While some type 1s also do it, again, it's mind map training. It's a great control for management of your sugar levels. You're eating in a certain bracket of time. You're eating right.
Yeah.
You're sleeping right.
A lot of tick boxes.
There's a lot of tick boxes. And it's a proper science. Like,
it is.
पहले जैसे बोलते थे कि सूर्यास्त के बाद और सूर्योदय के बीच में. So that food cycle is so important. A lot of actors follow intermittent. So Hrithik Roshan was one of my was one of my very, very regular clients. So his chef would reach out to me at a very funny hour and be like, sir को brownie खाने का है, बनाया क्या? I'm like, बना देता हूँ. But as गरम रहेगा. He's like, sir 8 बजे के पहले खाएंगे. 8:02 पे भी he will not eat. वैसे मेरा भी था. But because I'm diabetic, I would adjust my cycle. अगर 10 का 10:30 हुआ तो फिर मैं सुबह 2 बजे की जगह 2:30 बजे स्टार्ट करूंगा. Like दोपहर में.
You can adjust the window.
You can adjust the window.
Yeah.
That's intermittent.
Yeah.
But like people who are paid for their look and appeal and like their acting and their whatever, they sort of maintain same meals every day, whatever, balanced macro meals and then intermittent.
Yeah.
As a management tool. It's not just for the aesthetic, it's also for the mind and body.
Yeah. When it comes to success for you, how do you value success? Because your products, they deal with human vulnerability.
Yeah.
So how do you value success in terms of this?
Specific to this?
Yes.
I just feel that when someone eats it and enjoys it, I'm successful. Like I'm talking in terms of pure emotion. Like that's the day of success for me. किसी ने खाया. Like I'll share a few examples with you. Ailing mothers, cancer, and like last stage people in hospitals and stuff. A lot of doctors reach out. A lot of children of these people reach out to me. Ki mother can go anytime. Can you make her a cake? She really likes this. Can you make her this? Can you do this for us? Like I've read also, the last thing that this person's parent ate was something made by me. So my success was when I hear these voice notes, these videos, when I see them, their passing grandparent or parent or whatever has eaten something that I have made. I think that's the success of product for me. It just gives me a lot of fulfillment. Now, of course, I've grown stronger in dealing with those situations and I read about it. Uh, but earlier, it was very emotionally daunting for me. Now, it's more to do with emotions. I think product wise success, if you talk more business wise, I just feel like any other brand, when we have to deal with it on a business level to continue or not to continue, the product is sales. Is it selling or not? And sales is purely riding on the taste of it. So if I love the taste of a certain beverage that I'm selling, but people don't like it, it's not been a successful product. So there are two angles. The emotional angle, where people love it and they have it, so they buy it again. So it's successful business wise. Otherwise, when someone who's ailing has had it and it's something that they've enjoyed or their children have just been thankful about, so that is successful, I think.
A blessing.
A blessing.
Your book, The Journal of a Serial Entrepreneur.
We don't talk about it. It was not my favorite piece of work.
And then your another book.
Another book, yes.
Ultimate Sugar-Free Desserts Cookbook.
Yeah.
When it comes to writing a book, the journey doesn't begin when you write the first word. It begins when there are instances or accumulation of experiences that insist on writing a book.
Yeah.
How did your journey begin?
Ultimate Sugar-Free Desserts happened when I was selling packaged chocolates. And I realized that a lot of people kept asking me कि दिवाली के लिए कुछ दो, मिठाई की रेसिपी दो, मिठाई की रेसिपी दो, और I was like यार मुझे नहीं आती, मैं क्या दूँ? And I would ask my mother, I was like कैसे बनाऊँ, क्या करूँ? So then I started researching on मिठाई also, and I could make like काम चलाओ मिठाई, like काम हो जाएगा उतना तक, लड्डू, rasgulla, rasmalai. Some of it was of course made sugar free in my household, but like otherwise not so much. So I said ki this book that I write will have desserts pastry that I'm not able to send across India and mithai that I'm not able to send across India.
But the recipes travel.
Vision nahi tha. हाँ. Like I didn't have the vision ki oh मैं बेचनी है मिठाई chocolate मिठाई केक वगैरह, because मेरा था कि मुझे FMCG brand बनना है. Okay. Like I want to have packaged this, packaged that, packaged everything. So I was like, I don't think I'll ever be able to give like a cupcake or a cheesecake or whatever. So I said, चलो book लिख देते हैं. So the book actually has some of my most sold food items. When I was in college, running my kitchen and stuff, it has a lot of my secrets also, like product like ingredient secrets. If someone actually goes through it, they'll find some very random additions. Like brown में कोई पानी नहीं डालता brownie में.
आप डालते हैं?
So I used to put 2 tablespoons of water just to keep that moistness in the brownie once it's baked. It's in the book. Okay. And then that was one. Second was, I just feel like a part of my love reached many, many houses. So when I was writing the book, I realized that one of the most important things was availability of ingredients. Now, I didn't want anybody sitting in Assam to feel like, yaar, ye itna unavailable kyun hai? So if you go through all our recipes, I think there are 53 or 54 recipes in the book. All ingredients in every book are available, either around you or on Amazon in any corner. इसमें से कुछ exquisite ingredient ही नहीं है. Are you getting it? Yeah. Like Japanese rice flour or some stuff like that. It's very basic. Yeah. Like कुछ भी बनाना है, मैंने ingredient recipe सब लिखा है. Available for everyone. Available for everyone, because that is something that's important. Yeah. I don't think I did justice to marketing the book very well, because I had this whole, I had like a full-on like downfall in 2022 after the book released, or some there was this whole blur I had for like 7-8 months, and I think it happens to a lot of people with my career time. So I think I stopped focusing on the book, but we sold 15,000 copies of that book in the year of the launch. Like November we launched, and that quarter, 2 quarters में हमने 15,000 books बेची थी. And it was so interesting यार, जब मैं क्रॉसवर्ड जाता था एयरपोर्ट पे, Oberoi Mall पे, I was in Hyderabad. I had gone to study a very random course on millets for 10 days. I'd gone there, so I could see my book in places, which felt very nice. I'm like, अरे मेरे
Yeah.
dessert का photo फिर written by Harsh Kedia,
Harsh.
forward by Pooja Dingna, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
Shelf पे दिख रही अपनी लिखी हुई किताब, and then उसके बाद I realized कि यार,
A proud feeling.
it's a very proud feeling.
Yeah.
It was very good, like ऐसा wow कि हम जैसे बच्चों को इग्नोर किया जाता था diabetic kids because we were a very small, unexplored, unknown community that there was nothing available for us.
Mhm.
And now that I have represented a movement and I've created something for children like me, the book was there.
Yeah.
So I think that was a very proud moment for me.
Yeah.
क्योंकि
I'm sure.
क्रॉसवर्ड हम बचपन में जाते थे ना, तब क्या होता था कि यार हर फैमिली का ना एक अफोर्डेबिलिटी होता है. My parents raised me very well. I will give them that much credit. They didn't give me more than I deserved. They used to tell me हमारे पास इतना है. मुझे मालूम है उनके पास और करोड़ों होंगे, बट उन्होंने बोला हमारे पास इतना है, तुम्हें इतना मिलेगा. तो उसमें क्रॉसवर्ड जाके it was unreasonable for me also कि वो क्रेजी एल्मेनाक की इंसाइक्लोपीडिया 4,000 रुपए की उठाना, लाइब्रेरी सब्सक्रिप्शन था, बट अपनी खुद की किताब क्रॉसवर्ड में देखना was A game. B game for me was when our chocolate started selling at crossword. I'll share photos with you.
Yes.
So crossword used to sell our chocolates. I think 10 flavors I used to sell.
Wow.
So you walk through any crossword, ऐसे वो gifts होता है ना, मुझे हेडफोन, नेक पिलो वगैरह वगैरह, तो वहाँ पर हमारे चॉकलेट्स का एक होता था.
Lovely.
That was a great feeling. एक बार तो मैं actually रोने लग गया था because funnily I was walking by one store in a mall, and then ऐसे होता ना, आँख को धोखा लगा. I was like, अरे, is that our stuff? Because I didn't know that that mall had that store. And I went and I got really emotional. And you know, sometimes you want to share that moment with friends. I also feel I lost a lot of people in my journey of entrepreneurship, not because I was growing as a as a status growth, nahi. Like because I was growing in my business, I lost a lot of friends because I was not available, because I was focusing on this. So I just felt that one or two instances where I wanted to share it with someone.
Yeah.
But that day I had gone to the mall to eat alone. I love eating alone, by the way. Oh. So I had gone and I was passing by and I saw it. I was like, yaar shit, ये तो crazy हो गया. Like अपनी chocolate मिल गई. तो बोला ऐसे selfie लेके मैं बोला
mood buster.
Yeah. So that was that. So book and then chocolate. So
you know, MasterChef isn't just about cooking. It's about precision. It's about pressure. It's about self-belief. It's about a lot of judgment also.
Yeah.
How was your journey with MasterChef India? What experiences do you recall?
So I'm very grateful to MasterChef as a platform. It gave my story a platform to sort of share with. I really reached out to a large audience with MasterChef. Like MasterChef in my season that I was in was an OTT season. It was not a TV show. So our season was the only season that was only on the Sony Live app. And I'm very grateful that I was able to do it. I got to meet Vikas and Ranveer, and I'm happy that I did.
So we have a segment called The Clap Show where we ask a few questions to you and you can wish to answer the way you like. Describe Harsh Kedia in a word.
Ambitious.
One dish you can cook blindfold.
Brownies.
One food myth you would permanently like to delete.
Sugar-free is not tasty.
One chef you admire.
Skip.
Your favorite cooking show.
Skip.
One kitchen tool you cannot live without.
Spatula.
True or false? Celebrity endorsed diabetic snacks are always trustworthy.
False.
If diabetes was a Bollywood villain, who would it be?
Shakti Kapoor.
If not a chef, entrepreneur, author, then what would you be?
Teacher.
Wow. Dream country to cook in?
Germany or Italy? Italy.
One word to describe your journey?
Intense.
Your go-to fashion trend?
Comfortable casuals.
Yeah. One celebrity you wish to see at your store?
John Abraham.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like celebrities.
3 healthy cafes in Mumbai to grab a quick bite.
Skip.
One mithai you can eat all day.
Rasmalai.
That's my favorite too.
Done.
We can have rasmalai
all the
together.
time.
Done. one advice you want to share with aspiring chefs?
Um, Before you take up any course or professionally as a chef, go into the kitchen for 14 days straight, stand 10 hours and try cooking food. If you are able to do it, then do it. पैर दर्द, सर दर्द, हाथ जल के हाथ कट गया, अगर नहीं हो रहा तो मत करो, क्योंकि वो
Lovely.
लाइफ टाइम करना है, ठीक है?
That was the clap show. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
a lot
coming
for
on this
having me on the
podcast,
show.
and thank you
Thanks
so
so
much for
much.
sharing so much.